Hello guys, welcome to CS Tech Solution. Today's is learn in SQL. Today's is learn SQL function. What is the function? Function is a database object that as accept the input as perform the task and return the values. And as unlike the store the producers and a function must as return the values. And a real life example says things of calculators as an input as a 50 plus as 20, so the process as add the numbers and output is 70. And similarly the SQL function is take the input, perform the operation and as a return the result. And why use the function? As a function as perform the calculation, as reuse the code, as return the singles values or the tables, and as a simplify the SQL queries. And the types of as a user defined function in the SQL as a mainly as a two types. First as a scalar function, written only as one values like numbers, text and the date, and used for as the calculations or the processing of single values. In the example as a create function and the function name as calculate bonds and counts inside the as a colons names is salary, and the decimals and the counts inside as 10 commas 2, and the counts close and main counts close, and return the decimal counts as the 10 commas 2 and the counts close, and the deterministics and the begins and return the salaries is multiply the 0.10 and the semicolons and after as a semicolon, and the execute the statement so as use the select calculate bonds and counts inside as 50,000 as to write, and the counts close and edge as a bound. Age means as a alias name, so the output is a bonds is a field names, and as values is so like a 5,000. So as this function has to the process and the 50,000 and as multiplies in 0.10s and after as a decimal to so the 500 and sorry as a 5,000 dot, and after the two decimal values is there. Second is a table values function as a TVF in a SQL server has to use, and return the tables instance of as a single values, and use then you went to the function to as a return the multiple rows. And the example as a create a function and the function name is get the IT employee in counts, and return the table is as return counts inside as a subqueries is select the employee ID commas name commas salary and from as a employee, and where the department equal as a single quote inside the IT. So IT department all the data has to fetch, and the execute like select star from, and the function name is get IT employees and counts close and semicolon. So the output is to show the employee ID name and the salaries has to give, and all the data has to print in a function to use. And as a get IT employees function is called as a user defined function. Other types as a built-in SQL function. First as a numeric function as used to perform mathematical calculations, as first function is abs is used select query to write as a select abs counts inside as a minus 50 15, and the counts close and the semicolon. So the ABS is as a negative value to convert in a positive values. So as a 50s, so and the round function, and select round and the counts inside as 45 dot as 67 and the counts close and the semicolon. So the round figure has to show the as a point after the 6 5 to up value, so as the one value plus and to the 46 as so, and the power function as select power and the counts inside the 2 commas 3 and the counts close and the semicolon. So as 2 is divided in 3 time, sorry, as 2 is multiply in the 3 time, so the 8 is output, and the sqrt is a square root function. The select an sqrt and counts inside as 64, so the square root is as checked, and as output has to show like 8. And the mode, like mode function as a select a mode and the counts inside the 10 commas 3 and the counts close and semicolon, so the output is 1. Second built-in function as characters and the string function, and used to as a manipulate the text or the strings. First is a upper function as a write in the capital letters and the select upper and the counts inside as a single quote inside the values has to give like a Amit and the semicolon. So as a convert as a first letter to as a convert the upper letters as a first ABCD, and as a lower case, so as a lower function has to use, and the lower function is select lowers and the counts inside capital letter to write the values, so as a convert a small letters. And as a length function is as values length as defined, and show the output, so the values length is hello is 5 characters, so as output is 5. And concact means as join the two values, like a select concact counts inside the single quotes as a cs and the commas, and other values is tab, so the output is cs text is both the values has to join. And as intercapt means as select in initialized cap and the counts inside the single quotes and the cs text has to show, so all the words as the first letter is a capital, and so as use the initialized cap so as a initial as capital letters, so the cs no as a c as capital and the take as a t as capital. Third is date and the time function as used to the work with as a date or the time, and the function as now function in the MySQL as select now and the counts is a now function and the semicolon, so as use the current date and the times is to show, and cur date is a current date, and as select and the cur date and the counts open and close and the semicolon, so as the current date is find, and the sys date is in oracle as a sys means system dates, as select the sys date and from as a duals and the semicolon, so as current date and times has to show. And last is year, so as select year and the counts inside the one date is to gives like the 2026, and month is 8, and the date is 5, so this date to find as year, So the 2026 has to print, and same as a month, so as this date too as a month as find, and same as the date of the month, so as a date as to find in the same pattern. And fourth, built-in data type as a conversion function, as a used to convert one data types into the another's, as a first as a cast and the counts, so as a select cast and the counts inside 25 dot as 75 as an integer, so as floating values to convert in integers, so the output is 25. And as a convert function in SQL server and the MySQL has to use, and the select as a convert counts inside the varchars commas as the get date function, as and the counts close and the semicolon, so as a date to convert as a text, and to to underscore as a care, and the counts in the oracle, so as a use the select two underscore cars, and counts inside the sys date and the commas, and single quotes inside the dd dash dash as 4y, and the counts close and from as a dual. So the first is date as print after the month, and after as a year as to print, and as a 2 underscore as a date function, and oracles as select 2 underscore date, and the counts inside the date is to gives like 05, and the days 08 is a month, and days as 2026, and commas as single quotes inside the dd comma, sorry, as a days of days yyyy, and the counts close and the from as a dual, and the semicolon, so as a date values as to so. Thank you guys to watch the videos. Please subscribe the channel, on the notification and bell icon.